Ty Bartell with another edition of Coach's Corner. It's that time of the year again. We're getting into football previews, and we're going to stay close to home for myself here in Portage County. We're going to go right down the road into Bomber Country with the Windham Bombers skipper Jake I joining me today. Coach I, how we doing?
Doing well. Thanks, Tyler. Thanks for having us.
Thank you for joining too. Excited to have another season of Windham Bombers football on the network. Let's talk about this squad this year. And I know you sent me the roster, I take a look over it too. You guys are 25 to 27 roster range, but I gotta feel like you are pretty happy about the fact that, what is it, 13 seniors I see on this? So for a small school, small roster, but half of your guys are seniors. Talk to me a little bit about this roster, some excitement you have seeing the guys coming in this year.
So, yes, 13 seniors. That's half our team. We have a roster of 26, 13 of those being seniors. Those seniors have been together for quite some time. And honestly, a lot of those seniors that were juniors last year were out with injury for most of the 23 season. Guys like Omar Duran, Brandon Petrich, and Kayshawn Scales, three of our starting linemen were out pretty much for the year. And then you mix in Jaquan Smith and Jack. Jack had broke his hip for the first 5 games of the year, so he was out. So we've got 5 or 6 of those seniors that are fully healthy and ready for a big run in the 24 season. We're hoping.
You talked about that too, and I know it's been an unfortunate theme for you guys, just battling injuries the last few years. It feels like you guys start getting momentum, and then something comes out to derail it. One thing I want to talk about though, and I know you have toughness written up and down you too with your story coming into as the coach, but just giving it to your boys, passing it on to the boys of this team too. Guys get injured too like that. It's pretty easy to just pack it in and say, "Hey, I'm not doing this again another season." Talk to me about the toughness of this Bomber squad that makes them wanting more coming out each and every season.
Well, Wyndham's always been known as tough, hard nosed, gutsy kids. We're not a big school, so any injury, regardless of who it is a killer when you're talking about a small school like us. But we've never used that as an excuse. We've never used our numbers as an excuse. In the past, we've finished games with 11 guys. So toughness is definitely a good way to describe our group, especially this senior group. They've been through quite a bit with numbers. And again, I mentioned, finishing games with 11 guys, 11, 12 guys. Not many football teams are going to do that around the area. But if we have 11, we're going to play.
I want to talk a little bit about this schedule. I know you guys will start off August 23rd at Lisbon, as long as anything hasn't changed too. But of course, you guys play in that NAC. But talk to me, conference, non-conference schedule wise. What are some games? What are some weeks you're looking forward to, and how are you getting your guys ready for week one? Most importantly, against Lisbon.
Yeah, obviously, you go week to week. The cliche things that go along with that. You're always looking at game one. Lisbon's in our sights. They have a new coach, but he's not new. They've always had a notoriously tough program. So we're looking forward to playing Lisbon. And as far as the schedule's concerned, I know we've picked up a few new districts with East Palestine and Banlieue. Obviously don't know much about those guys, but that's down the road. We like our team. We like our chances. We're excited about this season. Probably the most excited I've been in a while, as far as the overall health of our team, and then looking at our schedule and seeing some of the comparisons and some of the parity in our league and in our non-conference. Obviously, teams like PV and Matthews are always tough in our conference. We pick up Grand Valley again this year, so they're fresh back to us this year. But yeah, we're excited about our team, and we're excited about our schedule, and hopefully, like I said, we can stay healthy. And we felt like we underachieved last year. Going 2-8, we felt like we were better than that. But again, injuries kind of slowed us down, and we're hoping to avoid that issue again this year and get off to a strong start.
I think it speaks volumes for the guys that stuck it out too, and they're coming back too. I wouldn't want to mess with them on the gridiron, that's for sure. You talked about the 13 seniors, and obviously, aside from the fact that they're older, they're going to be bigger, maybe a little bit stronger, right, on the field. Do you notice the intangibles, the IQ of these players starting to improve too? Are you noticing them picking up things a little bit more? Are they talking to you about things rather than you talking to them about things now?
For sure. a year bigger, a year stronger, a year smarter. A lot of these seniors are veteran leaders. Guys like Dylan McCune, who has been a quarterback for us for pretty much 4 years. He's a smart, heady kid. He knows the offense really well. We're looking to for him to be our field general. They're all very smart kids. They know the game. They've been around the game. We've got some new guys. Even Nick Hopper, who is, he's a new guy to us, but he's an athlete. He's a very smart kid, and we look for some big things from him. But even some of our linemen, some of our senior linemen like Kayshawn Scales and Brandon Petrich and Omar and Azion, those guys are all veterans, juniors and seniors, and they all know the offense. They all know what we expect of them defensively. So, yeah, I mean, a lot of times some of them like to be coaches. They think that they know everything, but they've done a good job to this point, especially in camp, working with some of the younger guys that we have coming.
As far as your play style is concerned, do you kind of favor quantity or quality of plays when you have more senior leadership? Are you trying to perfect the plays you already run? Or are you trying to add some new stuff in because they have more years of experience?
We've been a wing T team forever.
Yeah.
As old school as it is. Now there's some variations that we've added along the way. We're not afraid to spread it out, obviously. But we would lots rather run 6-8 plays if we could and master those plays. Obviously, I think any team would rather do that. But yeah, we're more of a wing T team. We're going to run the ball and we're going to boot and we're going to just try to methodically move the ball down the field and see what happens.
I know you're pretty well known in that Windham community. You're also pretty well known throughout Portage County too. But to our friends throughout the Mahoning County and throughout all of YSN that may not know about who Jake Guy is, give us a little preview. What got you into this spot as a football coach? I know you're a multiple sport coach too, not just football. But what is it about coaching, man, that keeps you coming back year in and year out, that keeps you loving it?
I started coaching, back in the early 2000s, baseball with Zach Burns, a good friend of mine, and still actively involved with our program. So I coached baseball right off the rip. And then I was a youth football coach there for quite some time, and then got into coaching high school with Anthony Majorca, who taught me a lot about the game, who I learned a lot from. And then from that point forward, it's just been, I love being around the kids. I love helping the kids. I have 4 kids of my own. My wife has a daycare center, so I'm around kids all the time. I enjoy working with young men and trying to, further advance not only their athletic career or just in life in general. So it's about the kids. I mean, any coach will tell you it's about the kids.
I love to hear it, Coach. You talked about that early baseball career too, the early baseball coaching career too. You started early in that before football. Did you find yourself on a learning curve when you started getting into football, or did you find parallels and find it helping you going from baseball to football?
So when I jumped into coaching football, I really did not. I did not consider myself a football coach. I really didn't. And again, working with Anthony Majorca over the years. Again, he was a bright mind, knew the game very well. I learned quite a bit from him. So when he left, and I took over, I felt I had some more confidence in what I was doing. And having confidence is always key when you're coaching anything, but you also got to have confidence in your players. And so sometimes us coaches lean on our players more than people realize.
We talked a little bit about you, but I know we got to talk about Windham, because I feel like Jake Guy and Windham kind of go hand in hand, right? Like, why Windham? Why this small village that is considered so special to everyone that's ever attended it, ever been there? You talk to people from Windham, and they regard it with such high regards, right? Why Windham? What is it about Windham? What is it about Bomber Country that's so special?
We're such a small community. There's almost a sense like there's a chip on people's shoulders. It's almost like we're in no man's land as it is. So we're right there on the edge of Trumbull Portage County line. So we kind of feel like we're the misfits at times. I just think that being a small community that we are, everybody knows everybody. And it's everybody's always pulling for one another here. There's a lot of love. There's a lot of good communication. There's a lot of positivity that goes on. So, Windham's always been my home. It's where I grew up. I left for a short period of time, with college and baseball, but my roots are here. My family's here. My kids go to school here. You're not going to get me from here.
You mentioned your coaching of your kids too, and I know Chase, I know Jack, I know you've had your time with them and all your kids. When you talk about that too, and coaching all the kids that you have in your career too, was it difficult for you to kind of turn on dad mode, coach mode, or was it easy for you to kind of blur between the lines, or what were the challenges like for you in that?
Well, I started coaching football when Blake, my oldest, was a freshman. That's when I got into high school. And so coaching him, in his 4 years of high school and then even in junior high, and then transitioning into Chase, there was never any major issues. You're going to have the grumblings at home, and there's always going to be those discussions at home that stay between father son. But it's always positive, and it's always, there's times where you may not agree with each other, but it's just like, sometimes you got to think of it as work. You don't want to take your work home with you. Chase and I had a great relationship. He was such a great leader. Jack's the same way. Jack's a little bit more fiery. Him and I will, butt heads at times, but, we love each other. We respect each other. And, I lean on him as much as he leans on me. And I have a freshman that's now playing. So, times are great for me. I'm going to cherish these moments. They go by quick. I always tell my players, enjoy these moments, because tomorrow you're going to wake up 50 years old. So, relish the moment, enjoy, and, make a lot of memories.
Oh, Coach, we're certainly rooting for you here at YS, and we're wishing the best of health to your team, best of luck to your team this season too, and hopefully we could see another successful winning season in Windham. I know that community is hungry for it. Before we let you go, though, Coach, I want to give you a chance to shout out that community, let them know where they need to be August 23rd, and let them know where they need to be packing the stands.
Lots of love to the Windham community. The Bombers are excited for a fresh start here in the 24 season. We're looking for some big things, so please come out and support us. August 23rd, we're at Lisbon, and then week 2, we're home against East Palestine. So pack the stands, come out, enjoy a hot dog and a beverage, and watch some good Bomber football.
You usually don't have to say much to get them out there. They're going to be out there anyway. Coach, again, best of luck to you this season.
I want to give a shout out to you guys, Tyler, you and DJ and Anthony. All you guys do a great job out there. We really appreciate you guys taking the time to cover us. You guys do, a wonderful job. I follow you religiously. I know a lot of my players follow you guys. So what you guys do is top notch. So thank you.
All the love right back to you and all the Bombers, Coach, as we wouldn't have it any other way. And we're looking forward to getting out there for another season of Bombers athletics.
Appreciate the support.
This first edition of Coach's Corner in the 2024 season with the skipper of the football team, Jake I.
Thank you.